What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Clever's Multiverse. Now, what I want to get into today is I want to go through my top 10 biggest regrets when it comes to Marvel Legends. Now, these are either figures that I passed up on, or I didn't have the opportunity to get, or maybe I was just playing clearance chicken and I lost that battle. So, with that being said, I'm not even trying to hold you. Let's get right into it. Starting off with number 10, I'm going to have to go with the Lizard. Now, this is a figure that I've wanted for a long time. I think that every Spider-Man collector or anybody who's into Marvel Legends and Spider-Verse is gonna want a Lizard in their collection because the Spider-Man Rogue Gallery is serious. Now, I don't want just any Lizard. I want the Build-A-Figure Lizard, which is even harder because the wave is so old, you already know that the price is jacked up on a lot of these figures. Now, they did come out also with the retro version. I am not the biggest fan of the retro version, as you can see right here. The one on the left, which is the Build-A-Figure, looks way bigger, way stronger, way more aggressive, and that's the one I want to add to my collection. So, for whatever reason, I have not been able to come across him. I have come close to him at some point, but he just never really made it into the collection. So, he is one of my regrets, and I'm hoping to change that soon. Number 9 is going to have to go to Hobgoblin. This is another character from the Spider-Verse that I've been really trying to get my hands on basically since the beginning. But this guy's price has always been sky high. So, I did settle for the retro version when it came to him and I bought the retro, but that retro that I have up there is basically just like a placeholder until I got my hands on this guy. I am just not trying to pay sometimes 80 through 100 or something dollars for this figure. I'm trying to come across him. I'm trying to get him in trade. I'm trying to do something like that. It just hasn't happened yet. You already know that this is an older figure, so almost every single character from this wave is going to cost you a pretty penny, which is why I just haven't come across him like that. Here we go, keeping the theme with the Spider-Verse. Number 8 is going to go to Absorbing Man. Now, I've seen this figure done a couple of times before, but this is the only one that I've ever felt was like, okay, this one was done right. The problem is, this is also a Build-A-Figure, and this came out before I was even thinking about collecting. So by the time I even started putting my Spider-Verse together, this guy was through the roof. And you already know, this whole wave is ridiculous when it comes to price. So I guess I'm going to have to buy him secondhand. I'm going to have to buy him through somebody who has put them together and wants to sell them for an arm and a leg. Oh man, but this is one of my regrets. Like I should have been and had this guy. Like every time I look at somebody's Spider-Verse collection, I'm always checking to see if they have Absorbing Man. Like I go past the Venoms, the Carnages, I'm always looking like, does he have Absorbing Man? And when they do, I get a little salty. Let's just keep it on Spider-Verse moving forward with number 7, and it will have to go to Spider-Man 2099. But not just any Spider-Man 2099. I like the alternate costume, the white, red, and black. That's the one I'm checking for. I do have the blue and red one already, so I'm good with that. But something about this white one just makes me want to get him. And it's crazy because I usually stick to characters that I grew up with and that meant something to me as a child. I never read a comic book with this guy. I know he was out, but I just never read one with this costume. I did see the cards and stuff like that, but this costume has always attracted me, and this is something that I've just never been able to get. I haven't seen him done. I haven't seen a retro other than this one. And if I was to see him in person, I would probably try my best to grab him, but this is my 7th regret. Number 6 would have to go to Craven. Now, this guy has a funny story because I remember clearly when this guy came out. He came out pre-COVID, so there was a lot of them. He was going for $39.99. I was in Target, and I remember having this in my hand, and I told myself, "Damn, I want this Craven." But you know why I didn't get it? Because it came with Black Spider-Man, and I already had Black Spider-Man, and I was telling myself at that time, you do not want to do doubles. You do not want to get an extra Black Spider-Man for no reason. Come to find out, there's no such thing as a wasteful Spider-Man. I should have grabbed this when I had it. Now it's like impossible. The retro came out, and I hate the retro. The retro looks like a cartoon, doesn't look serious. I do not like it. I don't even want it as a placeholder. This is a serious regret for me because I actually had it in my hand, and I don't have it now because I was playing games. All right, guys, we just left the Spider-Verse. Number 5 is going to have to go to Cosmic Ghost Rider. Now, I remember this guy when he came out as well. I remember seeing him. I had him in my hand. I didn't think it was a big deal. I didn't have a connection with him. I didn't grow up with him. So I was like, you know what? I'm good off this one. I'm not going to do it. I already had the last Ghost Rider that came out, the Johnny Blaze one. So I was like, I'm set, I let this one pass. I saw the price start to go up, and I was like, damn, did I make a mistake? Now I pre-ordered the new Danny Ketch, which is coming in tomorrow actually. And now I'm like, damn, I want all three of them, you know? Now I'm trying to backtrack and I'm looking at these prices. I'm like, oh man, this guy really shot up. So I kind of regret it only because now I want to put like all the Ghost Riders together and put all the Ghost Riders, riding their bikes together. And I'm missing the middle one. And I'm like, I really shouldn't be missing him because I had him. So yeah, I regret that. All right, moving on to number 4, and it's gonna have to go to the Hellfire Club. I remember when this first came out too, man. I saw this on Amazon. I think it was going for like $79.99. I believe that was the price when it first dropped. And I looked at it and I was like, nah, I'm not paying $80 for that. I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna see if it drops down or whatever. Whoa, big mistake, man. Come to find out, everybody loves the Hellfire Club. And the thing is, if you're an X-Men fan, you're really gonna want the Hellfire Club. I like Emma Frost, I like Sebastian Shaw, and the more I look at that Black Queen, I was like, damn, I would have like Kit bashed her into a Madeline Pryor because that's really more the Madeline Pryor vibe. Anyway, I passed up on this, and that was a big mistake, man. I really want this. I think this is going for like $200-300 right now, and I want it more than ever. Number 3 is gonna have to go to the Days of Future Past Sentinel. This is another one that I was on Amazon looking at, and I think this was going for like 110, 120, something to that effect. And I was like, man, I think this is gonna drop. Man, what is up with me thinking that? And this is back in the days. Like, yo, this has went up tremendous. I think this is like close to 300, 250, $300. And I'm like, man, this is not like the HasLab Sentinel, but I think that there's a place for both of these. Like, you can have this and have a HasLab Sentinel. I mean, I see people with like 10 HasLab Sentinels. So you can definitely mix and match with these, especially if you're trying to do master mold and everything. Number 2 is going to have to go to Uncanny XForce Deadpool. Now, this one I could clearly say is not my fault. This came out way before I think I was collecting, or maybe at the infancy of my collecting. So I never came across this guy. But every time I see this particular costume, I'm like, damn, I want this one. And I have so many Deadpools already. I had to put Sauron together, so I think that's 6 right there. I got the blue Deadpool. I even got the Deadpool with the pirate costume because I had to put together Strong Guy, But this one right here, I really want. And I want to put together that X-Force so bad. I mean, I got a couple of those guys already. I'm like, damn, if I can get that Deadpool right there, that would put the nail in the coffin and I could really put that X-Force team together. That's something I'm really interested in doing. And I regret that I have not come across this guy. And here we are with the cream of the crop. My number 1 regret is the HasLab Galactus. Now, I'm going to be clear, this was no fault of my own because unfortunately, I was in the hospital having a bunch of surgeries for like a month and a half, the whole time that this was getting funded and backed. And when I came home, I was laid up and I wasn't paying attention to nothing comic related. Marvel Legends was not on my mind. So by the time I did get back into the mix and I was like, let me see what's going on, boom, it was already closed. There was nothing I could do about it. I was like, damn, I cannot believe I missed out on that. So now you already know the price. This guy's going for like 550, 600, 700, 800. It depends what the stock market dictates that day. But yeah, I'm not trying to pay that much money, but I really wish that, I don't know, I would have took a 5-minute break just to check during that time because I had the money. I could have got this guy. But he is my number 1 biggest regret because I do not have a centerpiece for my display. And every time I see somebody's centerpiece with this guy, especially if he's done right, I always get that little kick in the head like, damn, man, I cannot believe you missed out. So those are my top 10 biggest regrets when it comes to Marvel Legends. Some of them are my fault and some of them are not my fault, But those are the ones that I really wish I had. So let me know in the comments, do you have any regrets? Did you ever put anything down? Did you ever play Clarence Chicken and lose? I would like to know. Until next time. Peace.